Are you struggling with the complexity of Amazon PPC and unsure how to name and structure your Amazon PPC account? Well, fear not. In this video, we will do a comprehensive deep dive in how to structure your Amazon PPC campaign so you can attribute what exactly is working for you and how to have a strong control over your ad spend. I'm Rick Wong, Amazon seller and the founder of SellerMetrics, an Amazon PPC agency. And if you are interested in content such as this, where we do a deep dive on anything Amazon, please subscribe to our channel. So if you're watching this video, you probably do not have a good handle on your Amazon PPC structure. Your campaign naming structure is probably all over the place and probably don't have experience and foresight to have consistency in your structure and naming conventions. I also want to add that a good Amazon PPC campaign structure and a solid naming convention really just goes hand in hand. You can tell a poor campaign structure if it's not given much thought in terms of its naming. A good structure will have consistency and allow the seller and also the PPC manager to take a very quick inventory of their current campaigns. So for example, I like to show you, an example of a well-structured and also like a poorly structured campaign. So here we have a very nicely structured campaign. And here we have a very, very poor structured campaign. Do you see the difference? Okay, so now let's talk about why you have to have like a very good Amazon PPC structure. Right. Okay, let's go to my trusty Miro board right here. It's always really good to show vital points visually. Why? Because it allows you to have like a very quick audit of your inventory of campaigns. You could easily find out as to which product is not advertising for which ad type. For example, let's just say for product A, you're advertising for sponsored brand, sponsored display, but product B, you're not advertising your sponsored brand and sponsored display. If you structure your campaigns properly, you could very quickly figure that out. Number two, it also allows you to set budget controls on a product level. If you structure your campaign by ad types / products, you could basically budget much more granularly than if not. And number three, it's better for scalability, right? You will have like a much easier time advertising for new products and also launching into like new marketplaces if we have like a good structure in place. And lastly, this is very tangible. It saves you time, right? You don't need to basically go into each campaigns, look into like the settings, ad group to see what is actually like it's advertising for. So what needs to be inside your campaign name? So we could actually refer to this like formula right here. So a proper naming convention. This is like more or less the logic or nomenclature of your Amazon campaign name, what it should be. So what is it should include? So it should include your marketplace of like the account that you're advertising for. So why I want to add a marketplace? This is like something that a lot of Amazon PPC practitioner would not add, because that if you actually set your campaign, properly, if you actually have a very standard naming convention, you could have like exact same name between marketplaces. So to kind of avoid that, you want to add like a marketplace as a prefix. So marketplace US, CAN as Canada, for example, UK as like United Kingdom. So basically just a 2-letter country code. Second, product name. Okay, so product name, so basically like a 2-3 word description of your product that you're advertising for. And it would be basically on like a parent relationship, but like not like a particular child product. And it has to be in the same product group. I think a key litmus test for this, whether like a product is in the same product group, is basically they share the same keywords. Third, the campaign type. So that would be either the sponsored product, sponsored display, sponsored brand that you would need to indicate. And then the targeting type. So that would be auto, keywords, product, basically the targeting type that you can select in your campaigns. Advertise ASIN. So I don't think I need to expand on this anymore. Basically the ASIN that you're advertising for. Lastly, highly optional is a strategy. So the strategy of your campaign, is it like a ranking campaign? Is it a single keyword campaign? Is it like a high intent keyword campaign, etc.? Highly optional. And then for the ad group, in terms of the naming convention for the ad group, I would say what you normally do, the rule of thumb is basically I would add ADGP as a prefix to the ad group. And then I also would indicate the match type and also whether it is a category ASIN, whether it's the ad itself is like a banner or video. That is for sponsored brands specifically. So I'm going to step you through specifically in every single scenario of like how to do this later on. So fear not if this. So these instructions are very broad. Okay, so if you're new to Amazon PPC, or even if you're quite experienced, it's actually really good to have like a nice visual of all the Amazon ad types. So you could see in this like diagram, I kind of listed all right here. As you can see, I listed as like sponsored brand, sponsored product, sponsored brand, and sponsored display. And there are also corresponding targeting types, you can see, and also the different ad types within these, high level advertising types on Amazon. So on a high level, when you want to structure your Amazon PPC account, right, having a proper right structure is more or less follow along what the Amazon advertising types hierarchy that is shown in this like entire diagram here. So in this diagram, I indicate the yellow tags show how the campaigns, actual campaign, should be named and structured, while the blue right here would indicate like the ad group, how the ad group is named and structured. We'll go through each of these like funnels one by one. Okay, let's start with sponsored products. Okay, so for sponsored products, so if you can actually see like when we create a campaign for sponsored product right here, there's a few things that we can select. So obviously this is an ad group you select, but here the targeting, you could either target auto or manual, and your name should really just indicate that. So you can see here. So if it's an auto, my nomenclature is basically this one. So if I'm selling a cat condo, it'd be US SP Auto and also the name of the advertised ASIN. And then on the ad group side, nothing too complicated. Basically, I would just say, ad group SP Auto, and then also the ASIN that you're advertising for. And if you're going to move through the manual funnel, which would be this one right here, you get to select the two manual type within the manual targeting. So that would be keywords and product. And you should indicate in your campaign which of the two your campaign it is. So you can see here, if it's like a product, basically you would indicate SB underscore product, and obviously don't forget the marketplace and also the product name, advertised product, and also strategy. So with the cat condo, this is my example. If you go a bit lower for product, there's basically two key things that you can select for product. One is individual product right here, and also category. So you can see this, I can select that, like individual products versus categories. It is a very wise choice if you were to separate out these two types in the ad group, right? So you could attribute, specific ASIN performance, and then you could attribute specific category performance. And basically you could have your software, for us, we have SellerMetrics that can do this. We have an in-house software that basically can gather ASINs that does well, and basically you put it into your ASIN specifically ad group right here, right? And on the ad group naming convention, I would do SB product and then category, right? And then the advertised ASIN. For the ASIN, if I were to like select this one right here, then I would do ad group SP product ASIN, and then the ASIN of the advertised product right at the end right here. Okay, now let's go through the sponsor brand naming convention. So there's really like two types of ads that you could do with sponsor brand. So if you select sponsor brand to create, so there is like the spotlight and also the product collection. Basically, it's very similar. Basically, that would be the banner that you see on the top of the search result. And then there's the video. So that's basically what you indicate, whether it's a banner ads or video. So in my campaign structure, I would make sure to structure on a campaign name for sponsored brands, whether the actual campaign is a basically SB, right, which is a sponsored brand banner, and a SBV, right, as in sponsored brand video. And within each particular selection for SB, you are basically advertised for keywords and product, very similar to your sponsored product targeting as well. Here, very similar. Basically, your ad group will need to indicate whether the actual target that you're targeting is category or ASIN, right? So you got to separate the two to be able to attribute properly. And for the keywords, you're going to make sure on the ad group side, you are separating the ad groups by the product type that you are advertising for. So basically, you're going to do the same thing for SP and SPV. So if you do an SPV if you create a category type of targeting, you're gonna create an ad group and then plunk in your category only and create another ad group that plunks in your product and individual product, basically your ASIN, specific ASIN that you are advertising for. So I actually updated this recently because it is only recently that sponsor brand allowed you to create ad groups, right? Before you cannot. Basically, there's no ad group. You can't create these like at all, right? Basically, you just bunch all the product and also keywords together in the category and also ASINs together. So it's great that Amazon have this the ad group functionality available for sponsor brands. Lastly, for sponsor display, there's if you actually go to sponsor display, there are three bid optimization types that you can select. And that's you definitely want to indicate that in your campaign naming convention, right? So if you are to create SD contextual campaign, your structure, so if I were to like basically select this one, yeah, my structure will need to be the name, basically SD contextual, the advertised ASIN advertised for, and the bid optimization type that you select in the beginning. And basically, you could just use synonyms, OFR, OFV, OFC to do your naming convention on a campaign name level. Right. In my example for cat condos, if I'm selecting, let's just say contextual, and also if it's like optimized for conversion, then my name in this example would be cat condo underscore SD contextual OFC for optimized for conversion. And then I have my advertised ASIN. And then on the next bucket, we have the sponsored display audience. So our sponsored display audience, basically audience-based targeting, and there's really three audience that you can select on Amazon. So that would be the Amazon audience, the view remarketing, and also purchase remarketing. So what I would do in the ad group is like separate these three out when I'm looking to advertise. So this way you won't convolute the different remarketing types, because what I found is that if you advertise for the different audiences, your performance varies quite a bit. So for example, some product does really well on views remarketing, some does really well on purchase remarketing. And very few, but some of them do really well on Amazon audiences. So you definitely want to segregate your ad group with these like different audience. Or you could create like, if your audience that does really well for a particular audience, you maybe want to create specific audience only campaign, as in the campaign is only for views remarketing, for example. So you could like dedicate 100% of your budget to that particular remarketing ad type. Okay, so I think we more or less like ran through the diagram right here. When I built this like diagram, it's really not only for the audience watching, but it's also for me as well. Because yeah, I think I personally gotten confused with all the different option that's available on Amazon advertising. And to summarize, basically what we talked about, this is a bit of cheat sheets on Amazon campaign structure and naming. You can easily follow along when you build out your campaigns. I will have this diagram and also this cheat sheet link below. Reach out to me if like the links doesn't work at rick@sellermetrics.app. So as you can see, like basically we just same thing that we ran through on the diagram. If it's auto, this is how you name it. This is how you name the ad group. For manual, either the keyword or product that you need to indicate, this is how you name it, and this is how you name your ad group based on the different ad targeting type that is available within these options right here. Okay, I think that's more or less cover like a big bulk of Amazon PPC structuring. I do have a bonus tip for you. So if you actually look in the bottom of these diagram and this little tile right here, bonus tip, create portfolios. And I would say real men and women are creating portfolios in their Amazon PPC account. So if you actually go to see how I create a portfolio here, right? So this is like my portfolio, and inside the portfolio, it looks like this. And you can see like, in the portfolio, I kind of create a portfolio for each particular ASIN, right? Each particular product group. Okay, so why do you create portfolios? Portfolios basically allows you to segment your campaigns even further. You could segment your campaigns either by product and product ad types and also strategies, or combination of, right? Basically, you could create a very tailored made portfolio just for yourself, and this particular customized portfolio, and basically you could attribute the level of ad spend much more accurately. And not only that, you could also set up a specific budget for your customized portfolio as well. So not only you can see how much you spend, but you can also control how much you spend in this customized group of campaign. And you can see like in my portfolio, I set it up as a specific by product type and also by this particular strategy that you see right here. And inside a portfolio, you can see like all the campaigns that attribute this for a particular product. And if I modify a portfolio, I could also go in and set budget caps on a specific range of dates, and also on a rolling monthly basis. That also really helps for you to like control your budgeting as well. Okay, so basically this is more or less the end of the video. So to summarize, Amazon PPC account structuring should follow along more or less the Amazon advertising ad type hierarchy, and also the corresponding match type that you can select. Keep all your products in separate Amazon PPC campaigns. A good campaign structure allows you to control your budget and allow you to like really scale easily. And lastly, a good structure will save you tons of time. Okay, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are an Amazon seller and want to grow your business via Amazon PPC, schedule a call with me in the link below. And until the next video drop, happy selling.